From pictures with Netspend to production from We Gon' Be Okay and a song with Xavier So Based, you'd think that Fakemink is an artist who's well known in the underground, but this guy hardly has 15,000 followers on Instagram and he's hardly being talked about. So I kind of wanted to make a video on who he is, why you should pay attention to him, some lore, and also towards the end of the video, go over some music and just introduce you to him as an artist. So let's get into it. So judging by his SoundCloud, Fakemink has been making music for at least a couple of years vocally and resides in the UK, which is kind of uncommon for artists in this scene, or at least ones that get any type of traction other than maybe like Fresh Boy Swag. He's also been seen with quite a lot of people. For example, in August, there were these pictures of him and Netspend, and I'll just flash them up right now, in front of like a couch. He also linked with Osama-san. I believe this was at a Snowstripper show. He's friends with Femi Guerrero. He actually has a song with them as well called Orchid. Joy Division follows him on Instagram, and they have pictures as well. It looks like he linked with Tati from the Snowstrippers, I think at a show as well too. He's actually opened for them quite a few times. And he also did a show for Xavier So Based. Now this is probably the first time a lot of people probably heard of him. And it happened around 5 months ago, which is when he first started getting a little bit of traction. And you can see on the Xavier So Based Reddit, someone said Fakemink is going up. I first saw this guy on a Fresh Boy Swag livestream about a week ago. He seems like a cool guy, and the reception was pretty positive. Him and Xavier also dropped a song called Shih Tzu, like the dog, and it doesn't even have 100,000 plays. Another thing about Fresh Boy Swag is the first person to really put him on or ever even say anything about him was Fresh Boy Swag, and they have a couple pictures. But there's also a tweet that goes back to December of 2023 when Fakemink probably had like 50 followers, where Fresh writes, 9090 Gate is the future, bro about to run London, F what I'm doing, he deserves it. And if you don't know, Fakemink used to be called 9090 Gate, he just changed his name in April, I believe, to Fakemink. The other thing about him is every time I see him on Twitter, it's always something super random. For example, Underground Sound and Hyperpop Daily put them on his power rankings once. He got hit by a car on Instagram Live. I don't think I can play that video, but it was like a soft hit. It was still kind of crazy. Someone said Netspend flopped because Fakemink been getting all the good Zoot and OK beats. And if you just look at his Spotify, he's going crazy. He has like 61,000 monthly listeners, and he had like 5 or 10,000 just like a month or two ago. But anyways, I wanted to go over this one interview he did with a publication called No Bells, and it's titled Fakemink Wants to Save London Rap. The UK rapper enlightens us on high fashion, his poisons of choice, and his place within London's underground music scene. So, first of all, if it weren't for this interview, I would have like no information on this guy because there really isn't much about him. And he spoke on a lot of bits of lore of himself, and I'm just going over the highlights, so I'll link the interview in the description. So he explained the meaning behind his name. He said Fakemink, the name is to establish contrast. Mink is the luxury part, the fake is the dirty. He said, for example, if it was an outfit, it would be something that is luxury, but is dirty. I don't know, think of you like thrift, designer or something. It's by chance, I guess. He also says London's music has to change because it's all trash. I mean, I'm not from the UK, so I'm not going to speak on that. Something else he also spoke about were the pictures with Netspend. So they asked him, you're pretty connected with some other jerk artists, especially in recent months. How did you end up linking with Netspend? He said, I've been listening to Netspend before I went out to LA. But when I went out to LA with Xavier So Based, I actually met him. And we got to talk. He's normal. He's just a kid. He was sharing memes and then they put Netspend and Fakemink's picture. They also asked him if there are any upcoming collabs coming up. He said, the thing is Netspend is signed, so he's not doing any collabs unless they're super business oriented. But I'll have some stuff with Redacted soon. I guess that was Xavier. I don't know. He also spoke on some of his influences. Kanye West, Dean Blunt, Baby Father, which makes sense. He also says that he doesn't really make jerk music, which I understand. I don't know why people call him a jerk artist. And he says the reason why he has like a jerk drum pattern is because he was super inspired by Headlines by Drake. And the last thing he said, which really stood out to me, was that he doesn't punch in, but he writes all his music, or lyrics I should say, on his iPod. So yeah, pretty interesting. But other than that, I also wanted to go over some of his music and what I should think you should check out. And I'm going to put all this in a playlist that I'm going to pin in the comments below and the description in case you want to check it out. So the first song you got to check out is Crush, produced by We Gon' Be Okay. And I believe this was made in LA because it was posted at the same time he's around there, and this makes sense. But this song was like the first song of his to do really well on SoundCloud. I guess it was just the OK prod and cosign. It's also a really good song. It samples this band called The Help, and I don't know, just a cool, catchy song. And for those of you guys who are used to OK's trap production, this is like completely different. So I highly recommend you check it out. The next song I recommend you check out is Baklava. Now this song also has a sample like a lot of Mink's music has, and he's rapping like the Rents do. He also like pitches up his voice in the song, which he also does in a lot of his other music, and he's just rapping really fast. The reason why I really like this song is just the emotion. The next song I would recommend you check out is from his album London Savior. It's called Celebrity Deathmatch. Now this is probably his most basic song out of his entire discography that just sounds good. And if you listen to this and you compare it with something he put out recently, it's almost like a night and day difference. Not really, but it's just so much more in tune with like traditional hip hop. Not super traditional, but just not anything in this underground SoundCloud rap scene, if that makes sense. There are also some other really good songs here. Everything that samples Imogen Heap. Loser Monologue is really nice. London Life is really nice. And because he writes his music, the lyrics to all of this music, not just this one album, is really good. There are also just some instrumentals in the song. So it's a really good project. And what's crazy is it dropped in December of 2023. So it's not even like, it's like over a year old. Afterwards, I'd recommend you check out Bite My Lip. This is produced by Reclusive. If you're a fan of like 1C, you've definitely heard his production before and whatnot. I don't know, it's just really spacey and melodic. He shot a music video for it too, which is pretty cool. Another song I'd also recommend you to check out is Pillow Fight, which is also produced by We Gon' Be Okay. Now this song isn't like the catchiest song, but I'd say it's just executed really well, from the production to the music video to even the way Mink came on the beat. From there, I'd recommend you listen to a song like Secret, produced by K Suvies, who's another 1C member. This is like one of his biggest songs on SoundCloud right now, so it's definitely a good song. But as I started to listen to him more, I started to notice that he has some really good songs deep into his discography. Like, he has this one song, Don't Look Back, that I think is amazing. This other one with the Drake sample that I think is amazing. He has this song called Mink, which is really nice. I think that was the first song I heard from him. I'm not sure though. This is actually my favorite song by him. It's called Thank God. I don't know what it is about it. I think just the sample, the beat, the way he arranged it, the way he came on it is just crazy to me. You just gotta listen to it and you'll know exactly what I mean too, so definitely check that one out. There's this other song called Ball. It's produced by Cranes. I think the melody's from a guy named TEDx Hexer. And this beat is wild. I don't even know how he rapped on it the way he did, but he did. And other than that, I would just recommend you check out his EP Forever. There's some cool songs on here as well. Hella, Powder, Shampoodle, those are all cool. You know, you can check out Shih Tzu with Xavier. He has this one song called Can't Let Go, produced by Cranes. It's also really good. So yeah, that's what I would recommend you listen to. And if you want a playlist, I'm linking it in the comment section below, but I definitely recommend you check him out. I think he's gonna be one of the biggest underground artists, or at least artists in this scene the next year. He's just really unique and the music is just too good, as well as his visuals, which I also think are pretty solid. But anyways, see you tomorrow. Bye.